So here we go. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Okay, so major update and announcement, guys. This was just released 10 minutes ago, okay, by K-Totes. All right. So this is pretty new, pretty huge. All right. So I wanted to come online and talk about it and go over this with you guys. Okay. All right. So major update and announcement. This is a mega update that will contain a lot of information. Thank you for your patience while we work through all of the details of everything we have to share with you. It is clear that our launch was not successful. This is due to some mistakes and failures on our part, but also a number of unforeseen circumstances and a perfect storm of in real life events that made solving these issues challenging. As a team, we want to apologize to those who are disappointed, both our longtime community members and the newer denizens of our version of Azeroth. Sorry. So, where does that leave us? Project Epoch will return soon. We have entered into an agreement with Ascension WoW to move, I'm guessing they meant the infrastructure built and maintained. Wait. Okay. Never mind. It is right. To move to infrastructure built and maintained by Ascension's server team. Project Epoch will retain full creative control of the game and the shop. This is very important here, this line, okay? Because to a lot of people, Ascension, guys, we will get to all the comments. Go ahead and just let me have it, okay? Let me have it. Go ahead. We'll get to it in a bit, okay? So this is a very important line right here. Project Epoch will retain full creative control of the game and the shop. To a lot of people, Ascension is seen as a pay-to-win private server. I don't see it as such, but I've heard a lot of complaints about that, okay? Just letting you know what I've heard. I don't see it that way, though. I like Ascension. I think Ascension is a really good, solid game. And this change will allow the Project Epoch team to focus specifically on content creation. We know this news comes as a surprise, so read on for answers to many of the questions we anticipate that you have. All right, I'm going to go up a little bit. There we go. To be explicitly clear. Wait. Okay, there we go. On the Epoch side, to be explicitly clear, Project Epoch retains full creative control over what enters the game from a gameplay, aesthetic, and monetization perspective, and will continue to develop content following our original roadmap with the same spirit and intent we were built upon. Project Epoch gains access to developers from across the broader Ascension umbrella of servers, allowing us to increase our technical and artistic complexity while executing our vision at a higher quality than ever before. As a result of this partnership, K-Totes, Eridune, Kess, Heretics, Almeters, I'm sorry that it's a little bit Almeters, Intra, and Enclave will create the server content without the stress of managing the infrastructure or community of a full-time basis. Okay? On a full-time basis. Okay. Project Epoch plans for our in-game store aren't changing. We won't have any pay-to-win features in the game or in the store. Project Epoch staff will gain access to all of Ascension WoW's modding tools. This is a massive development that enables us to craft dream content. Now, I'm going to interrupt there real quick, okay, guys? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Ascension WoW and Project Epoch are both built using the same engine. I believe, not same engine, the same client. I believe that they are both building their MMOs on the same client, the Wrath of the Lich King client. Okay, I believe that is the case. I could be wrong, but I believe that is the case. So getting access to their modding tools is really going to help them out. All right. Long term, we can design more complex raid encounters, provide new and better interface options, additional quality of life perks, and varied cosmetic glyphs much more quickly with access to Ascension's capabilities than we would have been able to on our own. Players that earned beta pet rewards will still receive those rewards. Our GitHub sponsors will become deprecated as of today. Previous sponsors will be immortalized in-game via a plaque within major faction capitals. Ascension will be responsible for building and maintaining Project Epoch server core. Ascension's infrastructure offers a massive upgrade in server performance, quality, security, hardening, DDoS protection, player support, tickets moderation, tooling, etc., anti-cheat and exploit fixes, real money trading, RMT, and botting mitigation, and many more features, right? Ascension will be able to spin up and merge realms as necessary to handle population demand. This means account registration can reopen for the many players who are interested in playing with us. Project Epoch will be accessed through the Ascension launcher. All existing, okay, I'm sorry, I really want to talk about it, but like, okay, we'll keep going. All existing Project Epoch accounts will be moved to Ascension. If you already have an Ascension account, Ascension will handle the necessary work to merge your accounts. Ascension, which I do, I personally do have an Ascension account, right? I can't zoom out a little bit, brother. Unfortunately, I can't. Okay. It's almost done though. Okay. Ascension will help with the Project Epoch Discord, so we can focus on making you content. This is in regards to moderation, support offered through Discord, notifications of server maintenance, and so on. What's next? We have already set up the new servers and begun the process of moving the Epoch core onto them. Hey guys, real quick, if you guys want to follow along, this is on the Project Epoch Discord. Feel free to pull it up. It's under the announcements channel. I'm on the bottom section of it, okay? So just feel free to pull it up and follow along if you guys want to, if it's hard for you guys to see this, okay? So let me start under what's next again, okay? We have already set up the new servers and become the process of moving the Epoch core onto them. Along with Ascension's performance fixes, once that is completed, we will host a public stress test. Based on the results, we will either schedule another stress test or we will schedule a date for launch, with the benefit of not having to work around our Epoch staff schedules because Ascension will be handling the servers. With infrastructure off our hands, the content team will work on resolving bugs reported during the launch window and some new surprises. Our heartfelt appreciation goes out to those in the community who were supportive of our efforts these last 2 weeks. We are excited to get you in Project Epoch's Azeroth as soon as possible. Okay, now, I really want to talk about this, guys. I really want to talk about this, all right? There's so much, so I know you guys have questions. I know you guys have comments, so feel free to ask them. I will go and kind of rewind a little bit, and we will, we'll get all the questions one by one. But first off, I will say, honestly, where there's a lot of people that are, I mean, at least with Taki said, I haven't had a chance to read any of the comments. I'm sure, I don't know if they still have the Discord on like 2 hours slow mode, or if it's just straight up shut off right now. If the comments are just, if it's read only, I don't know, because I haven't been on it yet, except for to see this. I will say, I think this update is great. I think this update is great. If any one of you are actually interested, truly interested in seeing the vision of Project Epoch being a reality, in my opinion, you should be championing this. Okay, it's still read only. Okay, you should be championing this. Okay, I know some of you may not trust Ascension, you may not like Ascension. They're two totally different games. Ascension's doing this, Project Epoch's doing that. There's absolutely no reason, in my opinion, to be weirded out about it, okay? They've already stated that they retain full creative control and control over the shop, all right? How they handle things between them and Ascension is between them and Ascension. I think Ascension, I'm going to be honest here, and I think Ascension smells the dollars, all right? Let's be honest, there's so many people interested, There's so many people that are interested in the vision that Project Epoch has. Okay, this vision is it's a great, amazing vision. I'm very interested in seeing how that actually comes to fruition, if it ever comes to fruition. And I think that if we want it to, this is the way it's gonna happen, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but honestly, time will tell. I think too many Project Epoch key people left, so they thought they just had to sell it. Honestly, I that could be part of what it is. I honestly feel that the main issue that happened is that they just realized that it was an issue they could not fix. Okay, it was too much of a problem to bring in a few people to fix the entire problem, right? You needed an actual team of people to come in who know about this, not only to fix it, but help maintain it going forward. That's literally what they need. They needed to bring in people who are going to get paid. All right, that's where I see it, and I think that's where Ascension comes in. I think that they just entered into an agreement. More than likely, I don't know exactly how they're doing it, but I assume they're going to do it based on some sort of a percentage from the cash shop. I'm just guessing that. I don't know for sure, but I mean, I just assume they're going to do it some kind of a percentage from the cash shop. And since K-Totes and a lot of the other people have stated many times that they're not doing this for the money at all, and they're fine not making anything at all from this, and they all have normal jobs and this and that, I honestly think that this is a very good marriage between two different development teams. Okay, that's just how I see it. Now, who knows, right? But yeah, we're definitely gonna have to. It's definitely gonna be a wait and see thing, right? I think you're right about that, McEagle. I think you're definitely right about that. So Kess even put the thumbs down reaction on the post. So I'm sure that I'm sure there was a lot of discussion as to whether they wanted to do this or whether they did not want to do this. And I am sure that it was a very tough decision for them to make. It's not like this is something that the whole team is like, hell yes, let's do this, blah, 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 you know, and we don't know the inner workings of this. All right. We don't know the inner workings of this at all. This is just kind of one of those things that, like, it's a very tough decision to make. And you kind of just got to make it quick and go with it. You know, you either have the ability to fix a problem or you don't have the ability to fix a problem, right? And if you don't have the ability to fix a problem, you need to bring in people that do have the ability to fix a problem. You know, not like months down the road, but now. Yeah, the people I saw on Reddit, it said it's good news for people that want to play Epoch, but it's not bad news for long term. I mean, I don't know. I guess this is just one of those things that we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see about. You know, I don't know how this is gonna work. It's either gonna be, you know, I mean, obviously it's either gonna be good or it's gonna be bad, right? I have, you know, you think it's great? Why do you think it's great? I'm curious. I'm not gonna say I think it's great, but I think it is. I think it's good. It's unfortunate. I will say it's unfortunate. If I was in their position, would I make the same choice? If I had an actual respected private server dev team that reached out to me and said, hey, look, we understand that you're in over your head. We love your vision and we would love to see it come to fruition. Maybe we can assist you. We want this in return. And I would be like, you know, you're right. I am in over my head. My whole team is in over their head. We all have real jobs. We have families that we need to take care of. We have personal things in our lives that we need to do. But at the end of the day, this started out as a passion project for us, one that we definitely want to see through. But I mean, you're right, we really do need help. If you're willing to give us that help, we'd happily accept it, right? I really feel like it's something kind of like that. I really want to believe that. You know, I don't really see that they're coming in and trying to be super negative or anything like that. I really just don't. I could be wrong, but I just don't. So they are keeping full creative control. Ascension has a staff to keep up with the work. They do. I think it's good for the Killa saying, I think it's good for the project. Clearly, Project Epoch's team is good in content creation. However, not on how to handle server infrastructure. I completely agree with that. Epoch is keeping the creative and shop control, which is very important. You're right. Ascension isn't just acquiring it. If they had just bought it, I wouldn't be happy. Curious if they will keep the Project Epoch name since under Ascension. Yeah, that's interesting, right? That's interesting. That is interesting. So, let me look at this again, okay? Because there was a lot. So, on the Epoch side, right? To be explicitly clear, Project Epoch retains full creative control over what enters the game from a gameplay, aesthetic, and monetization perspective, and will continue to develop content following our original roadmap with the same spirit and intent we were built upon. I honestly think that they may even have a renewed spirit moving forward because of the fact they know and they feel confident that a lot of these other issues that are frankly, you know, for lack of better words, above their pay grade are going to be handled, right? And also at the same time, there has to be something said with the negativity of the community. I understand how people are unhappy with what has happened with Project Epoch. I know when this goes up on YouTube, there are going to be so many negative comments about this whole entire situation. I understand that, but I feel like it's a good thing. It's not ideal. It's not what I would have wanted, and I know it's not what a lot of you want, but there's a difference between ideal and survival, okay? And I think that is the specific the specific distinction that you need to make in this situation, okay? There is living, or there is, you know, doing what you want to do, and, you know, doing it the way you would like to do it, or actually being able to do it. Okay, there's a spirit of it, or there's a survival of it, and I think they were at a crossroads between whether or not this project is actually going to make it, and I guess they just saw this was a way to make it succeed. You think they will be charging money to play their beta for Project Epoch, though? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, because, like I said, they maintain the control over the shop, right? I see where you're saying that that you can pay to get into the Bronzebeard beta and all that. Like, you can play and get into Ascension Bronzebeard like right now if you wanted to. I get that, but I don't think it's going to be the same exact thing, especially since since Project Epoch has been playable little by little. Every now and then people have been able to dabble on the server, you know. I will say this: if they do that, if they do actually charge people to be able to play on the server, I promise you that's going to be such a negative move. So many people are going to get so angry about that choice. Yeah, I just, that would be horrible. It's going to be in its own tab of their launcher. It's not going to be an Ascension beta. Okay. So it will still be free. Oh yeah, no, it's still going to be free. He was talking about whether or not they're going to charge for people to play it like in beta form, right? Because they said that they have to test it and they have to do some stress tests to it. Yeah. It would have been better if Turtle WoW got it, in my opinion. I don't think so. I don't think so, man. I think Turtle WoW wants to do what Turtle WoW wants to do. They are already trying to do the Unreal update. I think Ascension is the right team to get it. Ascension is like 100% business. Turtle WoW, in my opinion, is not. I mean, I'm sure Turtle WoW is great at business, but I'm talking about more the personality trait, right? Ascension is like, you know, business. Turtle WoW is the artist, right? Turtle WoW is the artist. That's kind of how I look at the two. You wonder if Magic will return after a break and this happens. No. Magic did not take a break. We read yesterday the response from Magic. Okay. Did you text me that? If you guys didn't hear the response from Magic, I'll read it right now, because a lot of people have talked about this, the Magic situation. So we are going to go ahead and update on the Magic situation. Okay. Regarding Project Epoch and why I'm quitting the scene, I would like to explain why I left Project Epoch. And I'm going to start over, because that first sentence was like, that literally said it all. Regarding Project Epoch and why I'm quitting the scene, right? That's it. I would like to explain why I left Project Epoch. When I joined the team in December 2021, we never expected to have the massive hype and launch we did. We never wanted it, to be honest. Our goal was to be a smaller server with a few raid teams and a few hundred people that would play our custom content and let us execute our vision. Obviously, things happened differently, and we got the biggest private server launch in the last decade, which we were completely unprepared for. Our Discord server exploded from 12,000 people to 63,000 people in the span of a month or two. And then launch was a disaster. We worked so hard to fix the servers, we really did. If there is nothing else you take from this post, just know that we truly did our best to get them back up. Almost every day since launch, I and the rest of the technical team were pulling 16-hour plus days working on the servers, trying to fix them, help with tooling, etc. I lost about 10 pounds and only got 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night. My family was worried about me. My friends were worried about me. I left the house only twice since launch. And then the second week after launch, my grandmother got very sick. She passed away a few days later. This was the first death of someone close to me that I experienced. Appreciate for a moment how hard it is to try and grieve for your family members and come back home and see the project and the community in the state it was. Sending death threats to you, attempting to dox you, trying to actively harass you. The mental strain this took on me was terrible. I'm simply a college student that tried to share the modding community to the greater part of the private server scene. I never wanted all the responsibility that was thrown on me. I just wanted to make stuff that seemed cool and share it to people. I also didn't believe that me staying would have changed the outcome of whatever becomes of Project Epoch. There are plenty of other capable people still on the team that can take over the roles and jobs I did. I made the decision to leave for a combination of reasons. First, the stress it was taking on me was unsustainable. Secondly, at the time I left, I was seriously starting to worry for my safety with all the death threats and doxing. And lastly, the passion I had 4 years ago when I started had finally gone out. Because of this, I have decided to permanently leave the modding and private server scene. Thanks for reading this, and I hope you have dispelled, I hope it may have dispelled some of the myths and rumors flying around. Okay, so that is the issue with Magic, and I know some of you have asked about that. I heard it brought up earlier, and that is essentially, what happened, right? All I can say is Ascension knows Bronzebeard isn't Vanilla Plus, and they know it, so they adapted Epoch to fill the gap to bring people to their other servers is probably why they did it. Regardless of why they did it, I mean, it is a good decision for them to do it. And that is a good decision, right? If Project Epoch fills the a void that is missing on Ascension, then great, right? It's the same idea of Blizzard doing hardcore. It filled a void, right? Why have somebody else make money off of something that they can make money on? I think it's probably why they're also working on Classic Plus. So they haven't announced anything yet. They kind of have, but whatever. They screwed the pooch, Hero. You see the shit that Epoch did? Yeah, man, we've been talking about it. How you doing? How you doing, Tux? They made a bag and sold IP, lol. I wouldn't trust a Turtle WoW team since they are competition. Well, so is Ascension. Ascension's competition too, right? I will post to you what I just saw from Ascension Discord. Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay, from Ascension Discord. Okay, here we go. This is from Dutch. At everyone, Ascension is bringing Project Epoch into our ecosystem to help them scale and reach as many players as possible. Here are the details. Project Epoch will still make all design and content decisions for their realm, adhering to the same vision and values they originally set out to. The Ascension team's goal is to empower them to realize their project at scale. This is all from the Ascension Discord. Okay, guys, so this is from Ascension. All right, Project Epoch will have full control over everything in their shop, and it will not at all be like other Ascension realms. We all understand the audience that Project Epoch has different preferences when it comes to shop items. This does not change the development timeline of any of Ascension's current projects. Our infrastructure team is currently getting Project Epoch's realms ready to scale and hold tens of thousands of players, while our other teams keep working on their respective projects. During the release, there will be as many realms as needed to hold all the players that want to play. Merges will be oh, I just thought of something. I'll tell you guys in a second, though. All right. During the release, there will be as many realms as needed to hold all the players that want to play. Merges will be handled efficiently as needed to ensure realms stay populated. Project Epoch's accounts will be integrated into Ascension's account system. Any email/usernames that are matching will be merged and use the original Ascension account login password. Project Epoch will be on the Ascension launcher as its own dropdown. If you already have an Ascension account, you won't need to do anything in order to play Project Epoch. You will just be able to access it via the drop down when it is available. So that's very important. For those of you who are looking forward to playing Project Epoch and already have played Ascension, okay, you won't need to do anything to play Project Epoch. You just need to access it via the drop down menu on the launcher when it is available. Okay, our next immediate milestone for Project Epoch is having the realms running for a stress test with our performance architecture. Once released, Ascension will provide support, performance, updates, crash fixes, and more to keep Project Epoch running smooth. Right? There you go. This is important, right? This is what we talked about earlier, right? It wasn't just that they needed to get it out, it's they needed help maintaining it going forward, right? And it was more than the people that were working on it could do. Once released, Ascension will provide support, performance updates, crash fixes, and more to keep Project Epoch running smoothly. That's pretty freaking good. Honestly, I really think it is. I'm saying maybe he will now since this is happening. Oh, I see what you're saying. Magic might come back since all this is happening. Okay, so what I was gonna say was, what if Blizzard had come to Project Epoch and said, yo, I will hire on your whole entire staff. We will go ahead and release Project Epoch on official Blizzard World of Warcraft servers, right? What if they had done that? Instant Classic Plus, bro. Instant Classic Plus within a month. But no. All right. You took it from Muzzy Stream right on. What a guilt trip, LOL. We don't want to hear that stuff respectfully. You want to fight, right? So with all this downtime, I hope they just do a full wipe for launch. They're going to do a full wipe for launch, I believe. I really believe they're going to do it, and I really hope they don't pull the plebs. All right? You need to pay to transfer a character on Ascension. Going to be the same for Epoch, so I don't know how that works. But there's no reason why you would want to transfer a character, and I seriously doubt that they're going to allow transfers onto the new realm anyways. Is the Project Epoch will be the same, though? Like monsters still stronger and they will be more boss, or will it be just the same as no it has nothing to do, the game itself has nothing to do with the Ascension games. It's a totally different game. It's like, it's like going on Steam and buying a pack of games, and one of the games is Mario Kart and the other one is, My Little Pony Adventures. They don't have anything to do with each other, right? But they're lumped together. That's it. They don't have anything to do with each other, okay? So what you were expecting from Project Epoch, you should still feel confident that you're going to get, right? So the Ascension client is the same with Epoch, with enhancements. Yeah, I think it's the same client, I believe. To my knowledge, the same client. So all of their, modding tools and stuff like that should really, really work well, right? This is a very, very, very interesting turn of events. I don't think that any of us really expected this to happen. This is honestly the last thing that I was imagining. Everybody thought that Project Epoch was done. Everybody thought Project Epoch was done. And, here comes Ascension, just snatches them from the freaking jaws of defeat. Okay? It's just crazy. Like they're just, it's crazy. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe this is actually happening. This is pretty interesting. Now, it does seem, when you look at the reactions, it seems like it's almost 50-50. Thumbs up versus thumbs down. I'm not on the Ascension Discord, so I can't look at how many people like it on Ascension and how many people don't like it on Ascension. Are you talking about, are they going to wipe? They haven't said. I assume they're going to. I can't wait to play a Realm Reborn Project Epoch. I know. Project Epoch, a Realm Reborn. Yo, dude, you just gave me my freaking thumbnail. You just gave me my thumbnail. Thank you, Taki. That was awesome. That's gonna be my thumbnail, dude. Project Epoch, a Realm Reborn. I can always count on you, bro. Thank you very much for watching this. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure to like it at the bottom. Feel free to comment. Let me know what you think about all this, and make sure to follow me on Twitch. It is twitch.tv/HeroVision, and I'll see you guys soon.